Tonight at 6, Kent State welcomes in the driver era for tonight's Flash Fest performance. We'll be keeping you updated leading up to tonight's show.
Israel and Lebanon have agreed to a ceasefire according to President Trump. We have how long it will last and what it entails coming up later.
A new development in the Russian-Ukraine war as Russia launched a drone and missile strike against Ukraine. How has this attack impacted those in Ukraine?
The rise of oil prices may be coming to a halt as peace talks are becoming more and more common. Stick around to find about the details of all these stories coming up now as KSTV starts right now.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Good Thursday evening, Portage County, and thank you for joining us. I'm Maddox Miller.
And I'm Casey Baylog. And well, as a big Austin and Alley fan myself, I'm excited to talk about who's here for Flash Fest tonight. As
am I. Casey, students gather in the Student Center tonight as Kent State welcomes Flash Fest artist The Driver Era. KSTV's Claire Duber has more.
In less than 10 minutes, tickets for The Driver Era sold out. Now students eagerly wait as the duo performs on campus today.
It was so difficult because I think everyone wanted a ticket, but I eventually scored one, so heck yeah.
As a headliner for Flash Fest, which is an annual spring event organized by undergraduate student government, features different types of artists.
We just get this list from our, I guess our third-party agency, Pretty Polly, and every year we kind of have this discussion of like who we're gonna bring, how much it's gonna cost, and we decide that, and then we kind of go from there.
The Driver Era is a band including two members, sibling Ross and Rocky Lynch. They officially formed in 2018 and then released their first single titled Preacher Man.
The band is an alternative indie musical duo, originally a part of the former group R5.
And I was like, oh, so this is like Ross Lynch from Austin and Alley. And then I listened to some of their music before I decided to get a ticket, and I was like, oh, this is good.
Ross Lynch, the lead vocalist, is primarily recognized as Austin Moon from the Disney Channel show Austin and Alley, as well as the Teen Beach movie franchise.
It's kind of like, are we going to sell out the tickets, or like people are going to go? Like, is this going to be worth it?
I honestly thought it was a prank. There's no way.
The decision was announced to all flashes during the Akron versus Kent State men's basketball game on February 27th.
I'm so excited to be surrounded by a bunch of people that are also super excited to be there.
The concert's opener is a Kent band that won Battle of the Bands called Lockwood. The concert will also feature music from DJ Mike James. Doors open at 6 p.m. in the Kent Student Center ballroom with the show to begin at 7 p.m.
Make sure to go. Go to the concert. It's going to be fun. I won't be there, but it's going to be fun, so go for me.
For Kent Stater TV, I'm Claire Duber.
Thanks, Claire. Doors to the ballroom opened at 6 and students are currently making their way inside. KSTV's Lexi Blatnick is live at the Student Center. Lexi?
Thanks, Casey. It's good to see you both. Now, Flash Fest did open its doors about 3 minutes ago, but students came way earlier. Now, I was listening to conversations of people in the line, and they were saying that they saw people line up at 1. Crazy stuff. Now, when we were running through a little preview here, I said this line wraps all the way to the end of the building. I was wrong. There's people outside, but I did pull one of the line people in here. Hi. What's your name?
Aurora.
Awesome. And then what year are you?
I am a junior.
And then what was your reaction to getting tickets for Flash Fest 2026?
I was really excited. I didn't get the tickets, but my friend did, and she asked me to come with her. So it was really exciting. And I love Ross Lynch, so I'm so excited.
What song are you most excited for?
Oh, I don't know. That's so bad. Because I feel bad. I know Ross Lynch, but I don't know actual Driver Era. So I don't know their music. I'm just here, kind of.
Thank you so much. Back to you and Maddox at the desk.
Thanks, Lexi. Well, Kent State's historically been a place where the community is not afraid to stand up for change.
And that doesn't stop with the students. Faculty has advocated for salary changes this week, and our reporter Tatum Lawrence has more.
Hi guys, because of the large pay gap between the administrative and faculty positions at Kent State, some employees gathered to picket for increased pay.
Members of the Kent State United Faculty Association picketed April 14th and 15th in opposition to little progress being made in the tenure and tenure track contract negotiations with Kent State administration.
We've never gone this long without the administration making even first proposals on certain articles.
The Kent State tenure and tenure track salaries are significantly below those of administration and full-time faculty. Negotiations have been going on for 8 months, but no proposals have been made by administration.
We are the only employees this year who still haven't gotten a raise and are concerned about administration not coming in good faith to the table for that collective bargaining agreement. And we're just out here letting people know that if you support your faculty and the hard work that they do, that we would appreciate yours in return.
The tenure track faculty specifically have been working without a contract since December 31st and are the only Kent State employees to not receive a cost of living raise this academic year.
So the faculty have been gathering either here behind me on the K or over in front of the Mac Center, and they say they want to keep it non-disruptive, so they only come out here if they're not currently having class or office hours.
According to KSUFA, Kent State budgeted for a 0.72% increase in administrative salaries this fiscal year, but budgeted for a 3.44% decrease in full-time faculty salaries.
We think that if they were to switch those priorities up a little bit, they would easily be able to have enough money to grant our initial proposal on salary, but certainly to engage in some negotiations in any case.
So the faculty were holding signs with faces of famous revolutionaries in history like Albert Einstein, and they're hoping to make big changes themselves. For KSTV News, I'm Tatum Lawrence.
Thank you, Tatum. After a court hearing yesterday, the charges against Kent State freshman Jaden Proctor have been dismissed. Most charges from the case were dropped. However, Proctor is still being held liable for a misdemeanor assault charge. Proctor was accused of allegedly abducting Kent State student Brooklyn Gambino from her apartment. Gambino is now being charged with first-degree misdemeanor for falsification. Details of the sentencing are not yet clear. The Kent Stater will continue to report of the case as the story continues to develop.
Ohio will be seeing more changes to its cannabis laws. Senate Bill 56 will remove Ohioans' ability to consume and purchase cannabis from Michigan. The bill also bans intoxicating hemp products like THC drinks. It also has more restrictions to adult-use cannabis. This change puts an end to the common loophole that previously let Ohio residents bring cannabis across state lines that saved Ohioans about $76.63 when they purchased from Michigan.
Well, it has been a bit of a whirlwind with today's weather, going from bright sun to clouds with rain.
Yeah, I agree. There was a lot of variety today, but we have our own Lillian Drabek to tell us what's going on. Lillian, what do you have for us?
That's right, guys. Today's weather has been quite the whirlwind, but doesn't that just sum up Ohio spring? Sunny and beautiful one day and then dark and stormy the next. But before we get into today's weather, I'd like to take a look at across statewide temps. So across the state, it's beautiful weather right now, mid to upper 70s with Athens, and it's very sunny in the south. It's very sunny and warm in the south, and then in mid-Ohio and Columbus, pretty cloudy, so they have less of the sun, but still more of the warm weather. And then up in our region, it's a little colder and it's a little more cloudy. Let's take a look further at the Akron-Canton Northeast region. In Kent, it's 65 right now. We're going to have a clear night tonight, so all of the people at the concert, when you're leaving, you can look up and see the stars. It's going to be a beautiful night tonight. A little cooler than usual, but still, beautiful night. Upper 60s, lower 70s up by the lake we see. And now let's take a look at our hourly forecast. So like I said, it's going to be pretty cold a little chillier than what we've seen today. Not a really high chance of rain throughout the night. I hope you're all staying warm and dry from the earlier rain, but when I come back, I'll let you know what the next week is going to look like weather-wise. Stay tuned for a look at your week ahead.
Thanks, Lillian. Earlier today, President Donald Trump announced that Israel and Lebanon have agreed to a ceasefire. The announcement via a post on Truth Social stated that Lebanese President Joseph Aoun and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu have, quote, agreed that in order to achieve peace between their countries, they will formally begin a 10-day ceasefire at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, end quote. This deal commits the two countries to hold negotiations which may see the ceasefire extended.
While oil prices have still been on the rise, they are remaining under the $100 mark. This was announced as investors say they feel optimistic as talks between the U.S. and Iran are having progress. And the White House says another round of negotiations could happen soon. But on the other hand, prices could spike again as Iran is threatening to shut down shipping in the Red Sea if the U.S. continues to block their ports.
The Russian-Ukraine war continues as Russia launched over 40 missiles and almost 700 drones over the past 24 hours. The attack killed 16 people all across Ukraine and damaged cities including Kiev. A ceasefire between the two countries was declared last weekend for a 32-hour truce.
Is spreading positivity and informing students about philanthropy.
Oh, stay tuned to hear which store is paying out a settlement to their customers after settling a claim.
Registration for Lavender Celebration is open now. Lavender Celebration is a historic pre-commencement ceremony held to honor queer graduating students. Now hosted by Pride Kent, this event will be held on April 30th from 6 to 9 p.m. in the Kent State Student Center Ballroom with a community reception at 5. Join us for a free dinner and award ceremony with keynote speakers and watch the graduates walk the stage and receive our iconic rainbow stoles. Bring your friends, family, and absolutely anyone, regardless of how you identify. Scan the QR code or go to the link below and register today. Registration closes April 20th.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfies. Nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Your community.
Your stories.
Here at Kent State, lots of people give students opportunities here, and we now have the opportunity to thank them.
That's right. Today, Kent State's Ambassador Club was out at the K to allow students to show their appreciation. Our very own Sam Stover has the rest.
Thank you, Maddox. That's right, guys. Students were able to see how philanthropy keeps Kent State fun-tastic.
The Kent State Ambassadors Club hosted the Thank a Giver event today on the K. They wanted to raise awareness towards the importance of donations and how they affect academic programs.
From this event, I learned how to connect with people and how to kind of diversify my way of thinking, right? Because in college, it's about meeting new people, it's about networking, and about especially developing friendships. Because once you leave here, everything that you learned, it's not going to remain unless you apply it, and you have to apply that through other people.
The event consisted of several tables where students were able to learn about what philanthropy is, where the money gets donated to, and were able to shout out Kent State staff that left positive impressions on them.
I'm already in Kent Interhall Council as the Director of Programming, and a lot of the events I try to put on are to help the community and help the different students, and this just helps me see that there's a lot of different resources already doing that, so future collaborations are definitely on the way.
Students had received a punch card and had to go to every table with the card. Prizes were given out such as lanyards, water bottles, cookies, and extra entries into the raffle.
By, I guess, just seeing it, right? Like I see you guys out here doing this and just seeing like how you can make a difference in somebody's life, like seeing somebody's face light up or seeing them get excited, seeing them get happy for something as simple as like, you know, some popcorn or some cookies behind us. And when you're in college, the small things count.
After participants fill up their punch card and go to every table, they are able to enter a raffle to win a mini fridge or a waterproof speaker. The ambassadors are spreading positivity throughout campus. I'm joining in on the positivity by high-fiving Tatum for National High Five Day. For KSTV, I'm Sam Stover.
Keeping you informed and ahead of the storm, this is your KSTV weather.
Welcome back, Portage County, for your second weather update for the evening. But before we get into what the rest of the week looks like, let's start with a recap of today's weather. So, as you saw today, it was beautiful in the morning and with nice and sunny, and then it turned dark and stormy and gray throughout half the day. But still, lovely warm weather with 75 degrees, humidity at that 77%. So if you were like me, you saw that your hair was very, very frizzy today, and that was because of that humidity. It's gonna keep up with the rest of the week with that humidity, wind 10 miles per hour, and then you're gonna see that sunset at 8:06 p.m. tonight. So it just keeps getting later and later. All right, let's take a look at tomorrow's forecast. So tomorrow you're going to see some morning fog. Again, with that humidity, it's 67%. And there's a new moon tomorrow, so you aren't going to be able to see the moon at all. It's the new moon, so it's just going to be just the night sky and the stars, of course. 75 degrees and then 3-mile-per-hour wind, so less wind than usual tomorrow. And then the UV is going to be 7 out of 11, so a little sunnier tomorrow. And then looking at your forecast next week, it's just going to keep fluctuating from 70s to 40s and later in the week, and then up again. It's just going to be so up and down, up and down. Well, be sure to get outside and take advantage of this warm weather before the cold weather comes rolling in. For KSTV, I'm Lillian Drabick.
Good evening, KSTV. For tonight's consumer section, I have updates on how a gas station's grand opening managed to fully book an entire town's hotels and more. Last week, a Buc-ee's location had their grand opening in Huber Heights, Ohio, resulting in their biggest store opening nationwide. The store surpassed $1 million in sales on Monday alone, and local hotels were booked to capacity for the event. The Huber Heights City Council states that the craze surrounding the new store has yet to die down, and they are expecting it to continue. If you shopped at Trader Joe's between March 2019 and July 2019, you could be eligible for a payout. The grocery chain agreed to a $7.4 million settlement after claims of receipts displaying too much card information. Trader Joe's denied the claims but settled to avoid a legal battle. Customers have until the 6th of June to file a claim. Additionally, customers are not required to have been a victim of identity theft to file a claim. PepsiCo will be giving their product long beloved by athletes and people facing hangovers, Gatorade, a makeover. PepsiCo is trying to maintain their dominance in the sports drink field among strengthening competition. This revamp is focused on marketing Gatorade to a broader audience. One of the planned altercations is the removal of artificial dyes from some of the flavors. Additionally, Gatorade is working on a long-lasting option. The desire for a longer-lasting option stems from the goal of making Gatorade more portable. For Kent Stater TV, I'm Alex Brown.
Well, the big red machine was churning yesterday as the Cincinnati Reds took down the San Francisco Giants. We'll look at who got hot for Cincy and more.
Hey, I'm worried about your parents. We need to show them how to spot phishing emails.
Agree, the scammers are out of control.
And we need to show them how to use a password manager. Plus, help them add multi-factor authentication.
Yes, we use MFA at work and it's great. Great cake. I'll use MFA to verify my purchase. Software update? Done. Time to celebrate.
For more information on how to keep yourself and those you care about safe online, go to cisa.gov/secure our world.
Hey, I'm worried about your parents. We need to show them how to spot phishing emails.
Agree, the scammers are out of control.
Plus, help them add multi-factor authentication.
Yes, we use MFA at work and it's great. Software update? Done. Time to celebrate.
For more information on how to keep yourself and those you care about safe online, go to cisa.gov/secure our world.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma. I have a mentor, and she convinced me to continue my education. No one receives a diploma alone. If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, go get it. You can do it.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
This is your Kent Stater TV Sports Report.
Welcome back. Usually I'm over on the wall for sports, but today I'm here at the desk, and despite this change, the world of sports is still just as busy as ever. So let's get started with some Kent State athletics as the Kent State lacrosse team traveled to Columbus yesterday to take on Ohio State. The Flashes fell short, losing 17-6 to drop their record to 7-8. Junior attacker Morgan Holly and senior defender Zeta Crumpton led Kent State with 2 points each, notching a goal and an assist. Looking ahead, the team will return home Saturday for a game against Central Michigan at 1 o'clock. Some news on the ice as it was announced earlier today. The Columbus Blue Jackets will be extending head coach Rick Bowness through next season. Bowness has been the interim head coach since January 12th, in which he went 21-11-5. Bowness, at age 71, will most likely be the oldest NHL head coach next season, as now the Jackets turn to the offseason as they have a handful of unrestricted free agents they will have to make decisions on. Moving to the basketball court, the NBA play-in tournament had 2 more games last night after Tuesday's thrillers that saw the Charlotte Hornets end the Miami Heat season and the Trailblazers clinch a 7 seed after beating the Phoenix Suns. Fans were excited for what Wednesday held. First, the Philadelphia 76ers defeated the Orlando Magic 109-97 to clinch the 7 seed, and the Warriors stormed back from 13 down in the fourth to beat the Clippers to end LA's season. Up next, it will be the 8 seed games tomorrow as the Hornets face the Magic and the Warriors take on the Suns. Wrapping things up on the baseball diamond, the Cincinnati Reds welcome in the San Francisco Giants. Bottom of the first here, 2 runners on. Sal Stewart going to take that ball for a ride out to right field just over the wall, marking his 6th home run of the season. 3-0 here. Same inning, next batter, Eugenio Suarez, also going to go deeper into right, get that over the wall. His 3rd homer of the season. It's 4-0 early for Cincinnati. Top of the second, though, and Daniel Susak is going to hit a 2-run double. The rookie catcher scoring Matt Chapman and Jung-Hoo Lee to make it 2-4. Bottom of the second here, and another 3-run homer for Sal Stewart. is going to make that one 7-2-2. Absolute dominance here by the Reds offense. And here's another homer. This one a solo shot by Ellie De La Cruz for his 6th home run of the season, making it 8-2 without not even through 5 innings. Giants would tack on one more. The Reds, though, would wind up winning 8-3. And that is all I have for you today. To stay up to date all things Kent State or more, head over to KentStater.com and make sure to follow Kent Stater Sports on Instagram.
Star of the fan favorite movie Spaceballs, Mel Brooks announces the long-awaited sequel. Stay tuned to find out when the remake is about and when it's coming out.
Can you help me?
Mom, Dad, we're going out.
Thank you.
Oh, look, they're playing chess.
What you got there?
Will you help my mom?
She's real sick, huh? Hey, crew, I'll give the first move to anyone who signs up to be an organ donor. How do you do it?
Easy. Just go to organdonor.gov.
You heard them, organdonor.gov.
More donors means more hope. Sign up at organdonor.gov.
Brush, brushy, brush, brushy, brush, brush your teeth. Every day and every night. Now it's your parents' turn. Here's what you gotta do. Let them have your toothbrush so that they can brushy brush your teeth. Reach out, you're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Help your teeth stay healthy. Brushy brush with a grown-up every day.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Mel Brooks, the star of the movie Spaceball, turns 100 this year, but his humor doesn't age. Brooks announced the sequel to the fan favorite movie that will come out next year. Fans thought the movie would be called Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money, in a reference to the quote from the first movie. However, it is titled Spaceballs, the new one, because, as Brooks says, it's just like the old one, but newer.
Well, for those who don't know, Spaceballs is a parody of the Star Wars franchise. And even though neither of us have seen Spaceballs, we are both pretty big Star Wars fans. So I want to ask, what is your #1 Star Wars movie? There's a lot of them.
Yeah, I gotta say Star Wars New Hope, just classic, but still kind of on the newer side, mostly, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, starting off strong for me, it's Empire Strikes Back, one of the greatest movies of all time. But that is unfortunately all the time we have today.
Yeah. For more news updates, you can check out here at the Kent Stater website, and we'll be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. for our Friday newscast. I'm Casey Baylog.
And I'm Maddox Miller. Have a great time at Flash Fest if you're attending, and have a great weekend, Portage County.
Hello? Mom, you gotta stop this. I'm in a library, okay? What could happen?
Yeah, stuff happens. 1 in 4 college students end up in the ER. That's why you need Emergency. Everything you need to handle an emergency. Share important info with your family and friends. Feeling unsafe? Help is 1 tap away with Urgent Alert. Upload your insurance card and your medical consent form so your family can speak to medical staff. Download Emergency now while it's still free, before stuff happens.
Is going to all those live concerts really such a bad thing? Hey, no judgment, but today, 1 in 4 people over 20 have signs of noise-induced hearing loss. So let's boogie and get those ears checked.